I realized that I don't have to pressure myself. I don't have to pressure myself. I just have to be consistent. That's really what
Mm.
I got from the coaching program is really consistency is key. 10 years from now, saan ako mapapadpad? I'll
Mm.
probably be so happy with where I am. When it comes to money, I realized that it was also helping me, build the dream that I wanted for myself.
So now allow me to give the spotlight to one of my clients actually. I'm so proud of her because in our 8 weeks together, she was able to overcome her quarter life crisis and she was able to really overcome those doubts that she had. And now she is confident in funding her dreams and she has a lot of stories to share. And I'm so excited to bring her in. Hi, Kyle.
Hello. Hi,
Welcome,
everybody.
welcome. I want you to immediately share, like, walk us through your financial journey. Like, since you've started working and earning for yourself, how have you dealt with your personal finances versus how you're doing it now?
Yeah, so when I got my first job, I was around 22, 23. So for the first year of working, I was just so excited to spend
Mm-hmm.
my money. It was my
Yeah.
first job. So sure enough, I was so excited to, libre my friends, buy the clothes that I want, eat out all the time. I used to eat out every lunch, pati every dinner. And then on top
Mm-hmm.
of that, I also commute. So parang it was my first sweldo. So parang halos wala nang natira. Yun yung iniisip ko. So
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really think about saving as much. If I were to save, sobrang yung konting konting lagay lang.
Mm-hmm.
I still had more money for my spending more than my
Mm-hmm.
savings because
Mm-hmm.
at that time when I was in college kasi I was always parang I didn't have enough allowance compared to the rest of my friends.
Mm-hmm.
So in order to buy the things that I wanted, I would just eat like Jamaican patty every day.
Oh my God,
And
Jamaican
then
patty is life.
yes,
There.
Jamaican patty every day so that I
Uh-huh.
can buy like the leggings or the shirt that I want from what H&M, Uniqlo. That's it. When I got my job, I was like, I'm getting money. I'm getting money
Mm.
every month. That was every 2 weeks kasi ganun yung sweldo. So parang for me, I kept spending it and spending it and spending it on Grab, on food, or on clothes, on everything. Tapos, now, I think this was just during the pandemic. I
Mm.
realized how much I was spending because I was just at home like everybody else. At one point, I wasn't laid off, but like my hours were greatly reduced. Parang I was
Mm-hmm.
only for the first few months of the pandemic, I was only working 2 hours a day. So
Mm-hmm.
I was only getting 2 hours worth of salary every day. So sobrang
Mm.
baba nun. But now,
Mm.
thankfully, okay na siya. But then at the time, I was like, oh my God, I don't know how long this is gonna take. Who
Mm-hmm.
knew when the pandemic's gonna end? Who knew when I'm gonna get my job back? So I was so afraid of spending my money on anything. But at the same time, I was always buying during 11/11, 5/5, yung mga usual sales. But
Mm-hmm.
like since hindi siya umaabot ng mga 3,000 or 1,000, I thought it was just a little it's just 500 lang naman eh. But the 500
Mm.
parang
Mm.
kung every month ako nagsispend ng 500, 600, parang sobrang sayang yung money. And now, parang I realized that the things that I used to buy wasn't really aligned with what I wanted in life. Like I bought so much makeup and I'm just at home. It was just really for
Mm.
myself because I never had makeup before. So I wanted to buy makeup for myself now. And
Mm-hmm.
then it's not really aligned with what I wanted. So that's when parang, oh, this is a problem. I knew it was a
Mm-hmm.
problem. And looking at my bank account, it's always like, ba't hindi siya gumagalaw? Bakit
Mm.
magto 3 years na ako nag-work, parang ang baba pa rin ng savings ko. So parang dun I started panicking and that's when I realized, oh, I was having a quarter life crisis. It's that time of my lifetime. So yeah, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
during the program naman, I learned so much. I learned a lot. And I'm not panicking. Hindi na ako parang sobrang gipit with my money, which I used to be. I was afraid of buying everything. This microphone. I was so afraid of buying this microphone for like a year, 2 years. And now I use it all the time. So that's such a good feeling na parang, okay. I used to be so afraid of investing in myself before, like 9 weeks ago.
I love your story because parang why are we spending on the small things, but then we realize that we're just afraid to invest on the right things. Talaga that
Yes.
actually will make a difference. And hello, obviously you have the podcast mic. Ibig sabihin, it
Yes.
changed everything for you. Diba? In the process of you like trying to come to the conclusion na parang okay, like things need to change, ganyan. And also while you were in the program, like what were your limiting beliefs about money growing up that right now you realize that it's not really true anymore. It was just something that you chose to be true, but right now those beliefs that you once had are not stopping you anymore to do what you want right now.
Before kasi, I wouldn't say that I grew up in a household that is very, good with money. So my parents, my relatives, they weren't the best influences when it comes to money. Like yung mga failed businesses and paycheck to paycheck. I experienced that with my parents. We're 6 here in the family, so parang we have a lot of bills to pay. So for me, growing up, I was like, ganun sila eh. So, ganun din ako. Parang I immediately decided, weird enough, I decided that I was also gonna be like that. Parang it's so hard to try. Parang ayoko na mag-business kasi it's gonna fail anyway. Parang who am I? So why would people would want to work with me or my business? I realized in our coaching sessions that it's just an excuse. It's an excuse and it's a limiting belief. It's an excuse. It's just scaring me. Siguro the idea of a business is just scary. And I saw like a lot of businesses not working out. But on the other hand, there are also businesses from my friends that I know are doing well. Before I even started, I was already thinking that I was gonna fail. So that was a limiting belief. I didn't think it was at that time. I just thought that that's how life was. Hindi nila ako tinuruan eh. So parang I just decided to low-key blame my parents, low-key blame my family because this is my mindset. Because this is how I grew up with it. But I learned that no, your mindset, you're responsible for it. So parang I just learned to really take charge and take responsibility with everything, with all my decisions, with all my purchases.
We realize that things are not changing because sometimes we blame someone else or we blame
Yeah.
how the environment is and all that. And like for me, di ba, when I also started my business, I was like, parang wala namang coach na Filipino eh. Yung parang you look for evidence on why it
Yeah.
wouldn't work. Like, oh, it's not
Yes.
gonna apply to me. It's not gonna work out for me. Like, of course, if you look for evidence of why it won't work, then talagang you feel like you're not gonna do anything.
It's not gonna work.
Versus if you look for evidence on why it would work and how it would work, then you're like, I got this, I can do this, right? And that's why I feel like it's really super important, like for you, in our sessions, that you're able to overcome that. And you're like, okay, now that I see that I am worth it, I am deserving of the business that I want, then I am taking the action, I'm taking the right steps. And I feel like that's what really allowed you to get out of the rut that you felt like you were in before. Diba? Then I want to know, like for you, like how has reframing your relationship with money helped you with having more clarity and fulfilling the dreams that you want?
Before everything was so blurry. I told you this, that parang I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life, my money. I don't know what to do with my money. So when I took the coaching calls, sobrang nag-iba yung pananaw ko. Like, I thought that it was just, money is just money. Parang I didn't think much of it. Siguro that's one of the reasons why I was pretty irresponsible with it for the longest time. I was spending on things that I didn't really need. When it comes to money, I realized that it was also helping me, build the dream that I wanted for myself. Kasi I was always looking ahead na parang retirement ko, iniisip ko na ngayon pa lang, yung future family ko, my future kids, I also think about them na ngayon pa lang. Kaya din ako na na pressure sobra because I'm 24 and like my bank account is like so little pa. But
Mm.
I realized that I don't have to pressure myself. I don't have to pressure myself. I just have to be consistent. That's really what
Mm.
I got from the coaching program is really consistency is key. Kasi eventually, ngayon parang if I follow through with, the things that you taught me, 10 years from now, saan ako mapapadpad? I'll
Mm.
probably be so happy with where I am.
Mm-hmm.
I could be settled in. I could be, my business could be booming. My podcast would be like, woo. So parang there's
Yeah.
so much possibilities that I'm looking forward to that money is really there to help you.
Yes.
It's really, really important. Yun yung nakuha ko na parang I didn't really mind it back then na parang, oh, sige, ayan ang pera. It's very important kasi dun ko nakikita na parang by this year, siguro kaya ko nung gumana to, bumili ng ganyan. Nandito
Mm-hmm.
na siguro ko by this time. Kasi ngayon pa lang, inayos ko na yung pera ko.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I really think about all my purchases. Yeah.
Yeah, I like what you said about that you're taking the small steps but it feels good to you. Hindi siya yung small steps na parang, does this really matter? Will this even
Yeah.
matter? Sometimes kasi we think of it like, oh, this 500 pesos thing we buy is not gonna matter. But it's actually like what it represents. Like, oh, pagka sanay ka mag 500 every week, tapos naging dumoble yun every month and all that, then it's not a small thing anymore. In the same way, for you, like the small step of you just, I'm gonna already make sure I consistently save on a monthly basis, which is,
Mm-hmm.
that what we mapped out together. Now you see that even though it's a small step, it's a small step towards the right direction for your dreams. You're taking the small steps with like the biggest conscious effort towards what you want out of for your life. I cannot wait what's in store for you. What are your top financial goals in the next 12 months that used to overwhelm you before, but you feel super empowered to achieve it now?
Yung main priority ko is finishing my emergency fund, which when
Mm-hmm.
we mapped out together, it's bilis na, malapit na pala siya matapos. So
Mm-hmm.
I was really excited about that because before parang sobrang bagal niya gumalaw. Ngayon parang
Mm.
every month gumagalaw siya. Mabilis yung pace niya compared to where it was like nine weeks ago, eight
Yeah.
weeks ago. It was so slow. So yun talaga. And of course, my freedom fund.
Wow.
I'm excited to finish that as well. Siguro mid 2022, I'll be able to finish it. And
Mm-hmm.
then I'm also looking into buying another VUL for myself. That's like for my retirement naman yun. Parang before I was afraid of getting yung mga long commitments like that. But
Mm-hmm.
after our, coaching session, we were also getting yung mga webinars and I was much more enlightened and I understood it more. Yung mga investments, I understand it more. But before kasi parang I was so afraid of them na, oh, baka mawala yung pera ko. Yung ganon. All my money would just stay in the bank. Kasi there,
Mm-hmm.
it's safe. I loved being in my comfort zone. You know that, my safe space. After, coaching and the webinars, I realized that it's not gonna be enough if it's just gonna be there. It needs to be moving. So ngayon, I'm much more confident in like buying another VUL, maybe
Yeah.
I don't know what else, but I'm looking forward to getting more investments in after I finish up my emergency fund because
Mm-hmm.
yun talaga, yung number one priority ko ngayon is to finish that emergency fund para safe ako
Yes.
regardless.
Kyle was saying like she just wants to be in the safe, like routinary place. And then I think na-trigger ko siya na sinabi ko sa kanya, but are you enjoying life with that routine? Is that something that you enjoy doing every day? Right? And that's what we forget. Sometimes we confuse safety to like, okay lang, okay na yun. Parang if we don't
Yeah.
take risks, we're fine. But like in the long term, we're like, I wish I did that. I wish I did more of that. And that's really what life should be about, like enjoying life, but like taking calculated risks. And that's why for you, like seeing your emergency fund, your freedom fund, and the timelines for it, then you can make those calculated risks for yourself
Yes.
in a way that will empower you, the way that will allow you to enjoy life more and go beyond your comfort zone.
Yes, exactly that. Before, I think this was when I got the free call, or I think our first session, I was talking about like, I want to get a condo. I want to buy yung mga properties. I was looking at properties online. I think that was yung face ko at the time before I got into coaching. Tapos, nape-pressure ako kasi parang naghahanap ako ng mura lang, na maganda, na ganyan. I don't know why, parang I was already skipping steps kasi nga I was so pressured. But now, like after that, na parang, okay, you can calm down. Kyle, calm down. Let's take this one step at a time. So, yun talaga. Ngayon, I know when I can do that in the near future. But like now, I'm focused on my emergency fund first. Don't rush yourself. Don't commit to like, ang tagal nun kung bibili ako ng condo. So I was like, "Oh, okay, I need to step back. Tapos, okay, I need Nick. I need her, parang I just need someone to tell me what to do. Parang ganun, I need someone to guide me rather. Not tell, guide me.
Yes, guide is a term. Yeah.
Guide.
I mean, what I like with you sharing that is like, now that you have the foundation of like, okay, I know what to spend on, I know how to save, I know where my money is going. Okay, then from there, it's gonna be easy for me to like, okay, I can invest in this. I can in the future do this. Like, it's not anymore like 10,000 steps that you're like trying to piece everything together. Like, ano ba tong Rubik's Cube na to? Now I have clarity now on what's the step 1, step 2, step 3, and you feel confident in doing it now. So na-mention mo nga na parang, okay, now I need guidance, I need help and all. What are the events or realizations that you had that encouraged you to better manage your finances and got you interested in really wanting to work with a coach already for that?
Yeah, I guess it was really just because of my quarter life crisis that I was feeling like I was stuck. I just felt stuck all the time. You know, I'm working in an agency, in a startup, and I'm doing a lot of different things. But parang I realized that it was always routine for me. Felt like I was in a rut. Parang my dreams are like so farther away habang tumatagal tong pandemic na to because I don't know what to do. I'm not meeting people. Tapos yung pressure of wanting to have like a good retirement when the time comes. Also, I'm also thinking about my future family kasi parang ako, I've always wanted a family. Eventually, like in the right time. Oh my God, I need to get things going. I need to start everything now. I remember even my first session with Nick, I was crying to her. parang I didn't realize I was that much overwhelmed and pressured with everything, with my work, with my future, with the things that are currently happening. So parang those are the events, I'd say. And parang habang tumatagal, it was just getting worse for me. It's not something that I talk to my parents about or something kasi, you know, they have their own problems to deal with. But like, and for me, parang baka, alam mo yung fear ko na to be judged, na parang ano ba, 24 ka pa lang, bakit may inisip yung mga ganyan? Tapos, when I stumbled upon Nick on TikTok, that's where I found her. I didn't really reach out to her right away. Parang I was just, okay, I followed her kasi parang nag-resonate ako sa mga sinishare niya. Tapos, every time, she was always popping up on my feed na. Tapos bigla ko siyang stinok sa TikTok. Parang tinitigan ko yung mga money tips niya doon. On TikTok din kasi, I was following like so much. So parang I thought back then, okay, at least alam ko na, may alam ako. Pero, hindi ko siya na-apply. And I tried every single one of them. Na parang, parang it's just overwhelming and it's just complicating me. And I'm not a numbers person. So, parang ayoko siyang isipin talaga. So, when I got the chance yung sa free webinar mo at the time, I was like, okay, I have to attend this. It really did speak to me, everything you've been saying. I didn't see you just as a coach. Parang on TikTok, I saw you, parang yung sobrang nakarelate ka sa akin. Even if you didn't know me at the time, I felt like you were speaking my language. Oh my God. So that's when I felt like, okay, I need her as my coach.
I remember what Kyle told me. It's like, this is just like a full circle moment. Like 2 months ago, I was just watching your live stream. And then now I'm the one you're interviewing. And like, that's how crazy it is when you just commit, right? When you're like, okay, something needs to change. Something needs to be fix and I'm committing myself to do something about it. And that's what happened to you. You're like, okay,
Yeah.
like I'm gonna maximize all the sessions, all the trainings, and look at where you are now, right? I feel like that's you are like
Yeah.
an inspiration to everyone in this live stream. It's like whoever's watching right now, they could be the one I'm interviewing 2 months from now. Like
Yeah.
that's how
Exactly.
powerful it could be, right? If you decide, because I think that's what I love is because when I get to coach my clients, they're the ones who come up to me like, I'm so committed. Like I need to do something. I don't know what that something is, but I gotta do something that will actually matter in
Yes.
the next few weeks. So what
Okay.
is the biggest advice that you would tell your younger or past self? Yeah.
Siguro yung best financial advice I would give to my younger self, past self, is one, finish your emergency fund. Cover all the
Mm-hmm.
bases first before looking at condos, before looking at houses. Don't be like me. Buti na lang nag-coaching session kami bago ako nakapag down payment or anything. As in, cover all your bases first before anything. And if this webinar did speak to you, reach out to Nick as soon as you can. I mean, even if you're not sure, I mean the coaching call. I mean the free call. It's free, so you see for yourself. If it's gonna be applicable to you, if it's in line with what you want in your life. I mean, go for it. I mean, right now at this point, I'm also looking at like what next mentor will I. I'm okay na ako sa money mindset. Ano yung next mentor
Yes.
na pwede ko investan next? Iba pa rin eh. Iba pa rin talaga yung may mentor ka. That's what I realized. Kasi before, I was so afraid of spending on webinars or yung mga courses, coaching. Parang for me, ang daming content online. Yun yung mindset ko. Ang daming content online. Ang daming YouTube videos online that you can check out. There are a lot of podcasts that you can listen to. But in reality, it's not all applicable to you because it's not personalized. So this one talaga, it's really personalized to the T. Kasi, yeah, basta, you guys will know if you have a call with her. Baka
Basta.
may mas-spill ako. Baka may mas-spill ako na hindi dapat.
It's so structured kasi to your personal situation.
Yes.
Kasi if you, like yung sabi mo nga, if you watch so much YouTube videos, Google so much things, then you get confused because why doesn't it apply to me? Is this something wrong with me? Alam mo yung parang ganon. Versus like, I know that it's personalized to what I want, to my goals. There's a structure and like, actually that's the common thing. It's not just you, but like most of my clients ganon, parang alam mo, ito yung years of me trying to Google, years of me trying to YouTube things. Ito lang pala, like in 8 weeks, like it's done.
So now, I feel much braver. I'm happier now. And I feel like I'm using my voice better. And through this podcast, I hope that I'd be doing just that.
Like, that's what I love about Kyle, is just like, she embraces who she was because that no longer stops her from where she wants to go anymore. Now she's actually turning it into a story so that she can actually lift more people from the same path that she was in before. And I cannot wait for you guys to be blown away with the episodes that she's gonna have on her podcast because obviously she has like a very calming voice. She also sings and dances and syempre binunod na kita. I appreciate you and I really hope that your podcast reaches more people and like inspires the same kind of energy that you have.